You wake before dawn, the kitchen light soft against a stack of unopened bills. The same tired routine plays out, more hours worked, more tasks checked off, and yet the ledger of your life still feels uneven. Opportunities slip, savings stall, the future sits heavy like weather you can't control. I see you there, steady and stubborn, someone who knows the value of effort but is secretly asking why hard work hasn't translated into ease. That question is the beginning of our journey. Imagine a quiet room in your mind where money moves like music. Right now that music may be out of tune, no amount of pushing fixes the melody. As your guide, I won't promise quick fixes or wishful thinking. I bring clear, compassionate insight. Effort alone is an engine. Your dominant vibration, what you believe, feel, and expect most days, is the route the universe uses to deliver results. If fear, scarcity, or doubt set the rhythm, your life will answer in echoes of lack. If worth, openness, and clarity lead, abundance arrives like a familiar song. Close your eyes for a breath. Picture a small, dangerous whisper that has governed choices for years. I'm not enough, I'll never catch up, or opportunity isn't for people like me. Those whispers are hidden beliefs, old scripts playing on loop. They shape subtle habits, tighten your decisions, and close doors before you even knock. In the scenes ahead I'll help you spot the signs of vibrational mismatch, constant anxiety about money, quick self-sabotage when progress appears, or chronic overworking without results. This is not a scolding, it's a map. Together we'll name the fears, confront the stories, and begin simple, practical shifts that retune your frequency toward consistent prosperity. Before we move deeper, tell me, what's your biggest financial pain today? Debt? Lack of opportunities? Fear of the future? Leave it in the comments, and if this feels like the path you've been waiting for, tap like and stay with me or subscribe to follow the next steps. In the next chapter we'll uncover the exact beliefs that block flow and how to begin dismantling them, one honest practice at a time. You sit at the kitchen table again, sunlight slanting through the blinds, a stack of envelopes like small weather systems threatening your peace. I watch you breathe shallowly, fingers tracing the rim of your coffee mug as if searching for a secret. This is where the journey deepens, not in new strategies, but in naming the old stories that have shaped every financial decision you've ever made. Hear me, those stories live in the quiet comments you make to yourself, in the offhand lines you repeat. I don't deserve this, money always slips away, if it comes easy, it won't last. They sound like facts, but they are vows written in the dark, handed down from parents, setbacks, and lonely nights of worry. Imagine a conversation between your present self and that younger voice that learned to survive scarcity. It starts timidly, we must work harder, the younger voice insists. If we relax, we lose everything. You, older and wiser, can place a calm hand over that urgency and say, what if there's another way? What if effort is the action, not the currency of worth? This is the pivotal shift, separating labor from value, separating struggle from identity. When you begin to see those beliefs as stories, they lose their grip. You stop reacting and start choosing. Signs of vibrational mismatch show up like small alarms, constant comparison on social media, avoiding your bank account, chronic overworking without reward, or a gnawing fear when an unexpected opportunity appears. Notice the sensation in your body, tightness in the chest, a dry throat, a shrinking of possibility. That contraction is the signal to intervene. Start gently. Name the belief out loud, don't argue with it, simply observe it. Test it with a tiny experiment, let yourself receive a small, undeserved kindness today and notice how your body responds. Keep a ledger not of bills but of moments that felt abundant, a paid bill, a friendly coffee, a compliment accepted. These are micro-evidence of a new frequency forming. If this resonates, tap like and tell me, what is your biggest financial pain today? Debt, lack of opportunity, fear of the future? Share it below. In the next section, I'll guide you through practical daily practices to retune your vibration step by step, a simple ritual you can begin tomorrow to invite real, sustained change. You sit at your kitchen table as the afternoon light thins, a small stack of envelopes like quiet accusations. I lean in across from you, not with judgment, but with the steady gaze of someone who's walked this path and knows the terrain. I've tried harder, you say, voice low, the truth folded into fatigue. I nod. Effort has carried you far, and yet something invisible tugs you back. That tug has a name: vibration. It's the background music of your day-to-day thoughts, the hidden script that decides whether the universe opens doors or slides them shut. Listen, there are signs you already know but didn't spot as clues. You catch yourself rehearsing what you lack like a worn-out song. You compare your chapter to others' highlight reels and feel smaller. Opportunities arrive, then slip away because fear whispers reasons they won't last. Small wins feel fragile, as if you earned them by luck rather than worth. These are not failures of action, they're evidence of a vibrational mismatch. Your outer life is a mirror of your inner frequency. Now, a gentle map. First, name the story. When a thought shows up, "I'll never get ahead," say it out loud and place it on the table. You'll be surprised by the power of seeing it as separate from you. Second, follow the feeling beneath the thought. Fear often hides as physical tightness in the gut or a clench in the jaw. Breathe into it and ask, "What do I need to feel safe?" Third, choose a small, opposite step, a 3-minute gratitude scan for what already works, a tiny act of receiving. Accept a compliment without fixing it, allow $5 of pleasure without guilt. These microshifts tune your signal, they don't ignore reality, they change the frequency you broadcast. There will be resistance. You'll want proof before you relax. I promise, proof arrives more consistently when you prioritize feeling worthy over attaching all meaning to outcomes. Tell me, what is the sharpest worry that wakes you at night? Comment below and plant the seed. If you'd like steady guidance on the next practical steps, stay with me and subscribe. Next, we break down the daily practices that turn those microshifts into a steady hum of prosperity. You sit at the kitchen table while morning light slices through the blinds, bills stacked like small, accusatory mountains. I kneel beside you, not to take the papers away, but to look at them with you. Tell me what you hear when you read these numbers, I ask. Your voice trembles between frustration and resignation. I worked so hard, why isn't this easier? In that pause, the first truth appears: effort without vibrational alignment becomes a treadmill. It's not a failing of character, it's a mismatch between who you believe you must be to have money and the frequency money responds to. We walk through the house of your beliefs. In the living room sits an old tape recorder of phrases: money is scarce, I don't deserve this, rich people are selfish. Each sentence echoes, coloring your decisions. You underprice your work, you say no to opportunity, you avoid looking at accounts. These are not moral indictments, they are outdated scripts running in the background. I point to the signs of vibrational mismatch: a chronic tightness in the chest, sleep interrupted by worry, the small voice that says later when abundance knocks, and the reflex of comparison scrolling on late-night phones. Recognizing them is the first reclaiming. Then we begin practical shifts, not magic shortcuts. Start small, name 3 things already abundant in your life every morning: warmth, a skill, a loyal friend. Say them aloud, not as wishful thinking, but as evidence. Replace scarcity sentences with neutral statements and testing phrases: I'm open to new ways money can arrive. Create one visible cue that reminds you you are allowed to receive: an empty jar on the counter labeled opportunities, a new notebook for ideas, a song that lifts your posture. Practice a 2-minute scene each evening where you see money arriving in a peaceful, dignified way, paying bills with ease, choosing rather than surviving. These rituals retune the nervous system to receive. I don't ask you to abandon action, only to align it. When fear speaks, respond with curiosity, not punishment. When doubt visits, add one small, courageous step: a phone call, a price adjustment, a draft email sent. Tell me in the comments, what is the one limiting belief you hear most often? If you want a steady path forward, subscribe and keep walking with me. In the next part, we'll turn these shifts into a daily routine that becomes unstoppable. You stand at your kitchen counter as morning light slices through the blinds, papers scattered like yesterday's decisions. A cup of coffee grows cold while your mind chases numbers, invoices, memories of not enough. You say aloud, half to the room, half to yourself: I've done the work, but it never sticks. I hear you. That sentence is a map, simple, honest, and pointing directly at the beliefs that hold the barrier together. Listen, the universe responds to your dominant vibration, not to the size of your effort. When worry becomes the soundtrack, opportunities pass like trains you watch from the platform. The first shift is noticing. Let's make that practical. Stop. Breathe. Name the tightness in your chest, fear, shame, frustration. Don't argue with it, label it. That one act of recognition loosens the grip and gives you choice. Now we change the internal weather. Start with a tiny, incontrovertible proof. Today, schedule a small, joyful spending that affirms worth. Buy one thing that makes you smile. Pay a tiny bill a day early. Deposit $5 into a savings jar and whisper, "I deserve this." These micro-actions recalibrate your identity from scarcity to recipient. Pair them with a morning ritual, 3 deep breaths, 1 gratitude aloud, 1 clear intention for money to flow with ease. Anchor it in the body, rest your hand on your heart, feel the steady rise and declare, "I am aligning with prosperity." Watch for signs you still resist. You avoid looking at accounts, you excuse gambits as last chances, you say, "I can't more than how can I?" When those patterns appear, answer them with curiosity instead of punishment. Ask, "What do I really believe about money?" and then write the first honest thought that comes. Replace it by scripting a brief, believable counterstatement, "I am capable of growing my income with integrity," then act on one inspired next step, make a call, send an email, learn one small skill. You are not cutting away fear, you are inviting it to sit at the table while you lead. If this landed for you, tap like so I know we're walking this road together. Tell me, what is your biggest financial pain right now? Share below, and if you want, stay with me, and next we'll turn these shifts into a daily practice that magnetizes opportunities and steady income. You sit at the kitchen table, light slanting across unpaid bills and a coffee cup gone cold. I stand beside you not as a distant teacher but as a steady guide, calm, practical, unafraid to name the shadows that have followed you, a scarcity stories whispered by parents, a promotion that never came, the small, repeated choice to play it safe. You've done the work, I say softly. Now let's change the way you feel about what you deserve. In that moment the room feels quieter, as if the house itself leans in to listen. We start with what you can do in the next 10 minutes. Close your eyes, I suggest. Feel the weight of those bills on the table, then breathe and imagine them sitting on a different surface, one that feels spacious. You do, and a tiny looseness opens at the jaw. This is the pivot, notice emotion, shift image. I teach you to ask 3 gentle questions each morning. What abundance do I already have? What action will I take today that trusts my worth? What would freedom feel like? These simple prompts are not fluff, they rewire what you pay attention to. Walking through a realistic day, I point out the signs of vibrational mismatch, the tight chest when an opportunity appears, dismissing an idea because it feels risky, clinging to old proofs of lack. Together we give those reactions names, then practice rewiring them. Replace shrinking thoughts with precise phrases, "I am capable of receiving, money flows to me for my value." Say them aloud while touching your heart, feel the body agree. You learn tiny rituals that anchor a new frequency, a morning 60-second gratitude scan, a breath-centered visualization of paying a bill with ease, a midday micro-affirmation before answering emails. These aren't magic, they are steady acts that train your dominant vibration. I narrate scenes where opportunities arrive, a polite email, a return call, and you meet them differently, with curiosity instead of fear. If this lands with you, tap the like, then tell me in the comments, what is your biggest financial pain today? If you want guided exercises sent here, subscribe and we'll practice them together. Up ahead, we'll do a short, powerful guided ritual that anchors prosperity in your body, and I'll walk you through it step by step. You sit at your kitchen table as morning light slices across a stack of bills. The house is quiet, the only sound is the soft hum of the kettle and your own breath. I'm beside you, not as a stranger with a checklist, but as the steady voice you've been waiting for. Look, I say softly, the barrier you feel isn't a punishment, it's a frequency you've been playing on repeat. You lift your head, skeptical and weary, and I don't ask you to pretend. I ask you to notice. we walk through the small, clear signs that show when your vibration isn't aligned with abundance, a persistent inner scarcity whisper that shrinks your choices, the habit of replaying financial fear like a broken record, and the reflex to hustle harder when what you truly need is to recalibrate. In the living room light, I watch you trace a finger over a receipt and feel the tension in your jaw. That tightness, I say, is not the world closing in, it's your worth being questioned. You let out a laugh that is half relief, half surrender. Then I guide you into practical shifts, gentle, tangible steps you can practice today. Start small. When you wake, breathe for 3 slow counts, name one thing you already have that feels like freedom. Speak a short, honest affirmation, I am capable of receiving, not as magic, but as a neural nudge. Midday, pause and list 3 opportunities, however small, that you can act on. Action anchors vibration. Each evening, practice financial forgiveness, write down one regret, burn the word mentally, and replace it with a financial intention for tomorrow. These are not metaphors, they are vibrational tools that rewire how you interpret and attract money. We role-play a scene, you calling about a job lead, your voice steady because your vibration has shifted, you negotiating a payment plan, firm because worth has been reclaimed. The change isn't immediate fortune, but a new posture toward money that opens doors. If this lands with you, tap like and tell me below, what is your biggest financial pain today? Debt, lack of opportunity, fear of the future? Subscribe to stay with the next part of this journey, where we map a daily routine that keeps your frequency tuned and starts letting the universe deliver. You sit at the kitchen table as morning light slices across unpaid bills and a coffee cooling beside your hand. I lean in, not as a stranger with platitudes, but as a seasoned guide who has watched brave people turn strain into stream. Fear looks like urgency, I say softly. But urgency is not energy, it's resistance dressed as motion. You rub your temples. Outside, a neighbor's laughter reminds you life keeps moving whether you choose to join or not. We begin small. Notice one thought that tightens your chest when you think about money. Speak to it like an old friend who's lost their way. I see you. You were protecting me. That simple recognition shifts the charge. Then take one tangible action that honors your worth. Pay yourself first, even if it's a tiny amount. The universe responds to consistent signals. A small, regular vote for your prosperity rewires your story faster than grand gestures that fizzle. In the next minutes, practice a 5-breath reset. Inhale stability, exhale scarcity. Picture a light at your solar plexus expanding with each inhale, warmth, clarity, permission. This anchors abundance in the body, not just the mind. Later, when fear whispers, return to that breath and the memory of the paid savings line item that proves you are choosing differently. I tell you about language, move from I can't to I choose not yet. It's deceptively powerful. The hero in every myth reframes setbacks as maps, not verdicts. Create a micro-ritual, morning gratitude for one small financial ease, a nightly note of one opportunity that came your way. Track patterns. Opportunities multiply where attention is steady and expectant. You test these shifts and feel an unfamiliar ease, a small invitation offered, a phone call returned. That's the universe matching your new frequency. If this lands with you, tap the like so I know to keep sharing these tools. Tell me below, what is your biggest financial pain right now? Debt, fear, stuck income? Share it, we will transform it together. Up next, we'll do a short, guided visualization and a simple ritual to lock this new vibration into your daily life. You wake before dawn, the house quiet except for the kettle whispering in the kitchen. A thin ribbon of sunlight slices across the table where last month's bills lie fanned like a small monument to worry. You sit, breathe, and instead of diving straight into the numbers, you open the journal we practiced with, 3 lines of gratitude, 1 clear intention for the day, 1 small action toward income. It feels strange at first, like speaking a new language, but the muscle warms quickly. Your inner critic pipes up, that won't change anything, and you answer, softly, I've been working hard, now I'll align my energy. Hearing yourself say it makes the claim real. Later, you stand at the window and visualize money flowing to you like a gentle stream, not a flood. You name a number and feel into the relief it would bring: a paid bill, a saved cushion, a choice. You notice your body relax. Your shoulders drop. You walk through your living room and clear a corner of clutter you never used, an act that feels small but somehow makes space inside you for possibility. Then the universe nudges. A long-awaited client returns with a simple email: "Are you available for a quick project?" A neighbor mentions an opening at their company. An old friend texts about a partnership idea. None of it is dramatic overnight wealth, it's the kind of steady, sensible openings that match the new frequency you're practicing. You pay one bill with no panic, a small victory that tastes almost like sugar. You tell your partner in the kitchen, half laughing through tears, "I don't know why, but things feel lighter." They squeeze your hand and say, "Keep going." There are messy moments too. Old fear flares, attempt to revert to frantic hustling. When that happens, you return to the breath, to the ritual, to a 5-minute meditation, reclaiming your worth like a daily devotion. You celebrate small signals: a coin found in a couch crack, an unexpected refund, as confirmations that your vibration is shifting. You also set clear actions: a focused application, a call scheduled, a price you'll no longer undercut. Alignment is not passive, it's this tender blend of surrendered trust and intentional steps. If this scene resonates, give it a like and tell me in the comments, what small shift will you start tomorrow? Subscribe to keep walking this path with me. Here next, we'll anchor these practices into a 7-day routine that turns momentum into steady, practical progress. You stand at the threshold, the weight you've carried for years beginning to feel lighter, as if the air itself has changed its taste. Remember the small kitchen where you counted bills by lamplight, the office corridor where opportunities slipped past like passengers on a train you felt you couldn't catch. Those scenes are not your destiny, they are the chapters you learned from. Picture now a morning when you wake with a steady certainty, when a quiet inner voice says, "I am worthy," and your choices follow. That voice is the new compass we tune together. Feel the slow, steady breath of permission to receive. You confronted the old stories, the quiet shame about not having enough, the frantic morph that pushed money away instead of inviting it, and you rewrote them, line by line, with gentleness and resolve. In the small rituals we practiced, you learned to shift vibration: gratitude for what is, clear intention for what will be, and calm action that follows your highest value. Those moments, putting down the phone, listing 3 real wins, opening an email with curiosity, are how the universe starts to respond. Opportunities begin as whispers: a timely call, a new client, an unexpected idea. You will notice them because your frequency has changed. You are not alone in this. I remember a woman in her late 40s who thought it was too late to claim ease. She began by saying aloud, each morning, "I am ready." Within months she took a confident step: a course, a conversation, a renegotiation, and money arrived in ways she hadn't imagined. That isn't magic, it's alignment. Your worth creates a gravitational field that draws aligned resources. Before we part, take a moment, breathe, name one belief that no longer serves you, and replace it with a simple truth: I deserve freedom. If this journey resonated, a like helps others find it. Tell me in the comments what your biggest financial pain is today: debt, lack of opportunities, fear of the future, and we'll transform it together. If you want guided practices and a practical 30-day plan to anchor this frequency, subscribe and we'll continue walking this path, step by steady step.